What's up? Hang on. I mean, I was thinking about streaming on Twitch, but I changed my mind, honestly. Anyways, guys, so we're gonna just go ahead and continue this from like a couple days ago. Just to let you know, I don't really have a lot of time to stream all the time, so I'm just taking this chance to go ahead and do it. You're gonna check my Discord. If you guys want to go ahead and pick your country. No, it's not here right now. How would you? Alright. Is that better? Or is that better? Right. That's better. Alright. If you want, if you Angola, if you want to choose Angola, you could break away from Portugal if you want. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna. What color do you want? Alright, Angola, do you, what color do you want? Oh, probably. So we're gonna see. What my tolerance of God. Alright. So throughout the colony of Angola, which is Portugal, we're gonna see rebellions take place. The rebellion managed to take over Angola. Yeah, one team. I'm going to continue the stream from a couple days ago. Do we France again? Sure. No, Benito. So you're gonna go ahead and invade Italy. I mean, Italy was pretty outdated in World War II, so it would be probably easy. But they had a strong navy, I think. But they're really bad for military. But we are going to see a push into Tunisia, but not that much. Not that much. Can you invade Germany? Somebody is already Germany. Alright. So we're going to see our who? Can you you don't? Alright. You push back in Africa? Pretty soon I will. Pretty soon I will probably pick my country. the unexpected outcome. Instead of the Germans invading first, it's the Soviets that are invading first. What a coincidence. You're the Nether. You're already the Netherlands. Anyways, what the heck happened to Libya? Yeah, let's just say Libya. Yeah. As for over here, as for a different story, n- uh, guys, I think Wolf is becoming Napoleonic. After his point, they just completely collapse. Oh yeah, you're the Netherlands. I mean, now the Germans, they're fully mobilized. They push completely out. And soon after that, they will start an invasion into the Soviets. You're already the Netherlands. So Wolf is giving independence to Somalia. Alright, is there, what are we gonna do with the rest of the, Wolf, what are you planning to do with the rest of Italy? Your entire army. Alright, so with millions of troops pretty much crossing in, we're going to see a major pushback throughout Poland. But somehow they managed to hold out in that little area. And now we have the continuous pushing, they're gonna continue to push right back into Germany. Because this is the year 1936. That's what this map is. So this is when 1939 was Blitzburg or something. Take Libya. Jacob Libya. Are we giving Ethiopia independence? Or are we just gonna I don't know. Technically I can invade Rwanda since he's defended. Undefeated. Yeah, make it Ethiopia independent too. That's kind of close to Angolan, so like maybe like that would work. That's two different colors. What you expand Djibouti now? Right. Like that? Okay, so what are you gonna do with Italy? Remove the tail. Alright, well that is a whole province right there. So I'll have to go into the province later and cut that off. So now this is all one province. Alright, Riri invades Belgium. Okay, I am. This is gonna be surprising. I am going to be Austria. Don't know what. Why the heck am I recording? You'll give the. Alright, so now. I mean, I don't. This is kind of unrealistic, but I am going to try to add some realism. But we are now going to see Angola start invading the colonies of Belgium. Take northern Italy. Good point. Alright, so Wolf is taking all the northern territories. Is that what Wolf wants? All northern territories of Italy? Yeah, I did see Wolf saying that he wants Italy. That it's just outside. Sardinia of Israel. Wolf without ocean access. Well, if they will just hold, you'll just be able to just go right there. No, wait. Without, because you said without ocean access, it'll just fold. So there you go. They folded. Mm. Well, it's not my fault that somebody wanted the northern territories. Anyways, we're gonna continue the war. After a bit, we're going to see a bit of German pushback, but not much. As of down here, they'll continue to break through. They go around, capture that. And at this point, we see them capturing all of Prussia. So now it is just Germany and the Netherlands and Luxembourg, because they invaded Luxembourg. After this point, let's just say Belgium. Alright, so Angolan, do you want the DRC? Then Riri will take all of Belgium. Yeah, you would be. But so like, what do you want out of the DRC and Angolan or the Belgium Congo? Like, what do you want? Yeah, but could you like, what do you want? Do you want this panhandle right here or something? Like, what do you want? All the provinces. Or you offer peace to Germany. Well, I don't know if they're gonna accept it or not, because Sam Fishy's not here. So, like, do you want, is that good, or do you want less? All the provinces that border you. Probably right here, I'm gonna create a new province. So, like that. Or so you want this in the peace treaty. Yes, it's still up. You might, dude. It's like it's still in the 1930s. It's still the 1930s, and you have materials to already develop anew. How? It's like the 1940s or something. I don't know. So that then after that, you want to make them independent. All right, Riri, you want to annex to Belgium? Alright, I'm just waiting for a response from Riri if what he wants from Belgium, if he wants fully to like annex it. Meanwhile, don't know why, but I feel like invading Germany too. Let's say bet by now, this is Berlin. Yeah, Berlin's gone. I think they pretty much. All Riri needs. Riri just only needs all Riri needs is just Luxembourg, and then he will become Benelux. Pretty much, he'll end up becoming Benelux if he gets Luxembourg. Now Riri and Wolf are joining the war against Germany. At this point, would you think Germany would just surrender? What? Yeah, I think Germany would just surrender. Okay, I'll get you last one too, because all of these people joined on your side. Riri, what do you want? What do you want? Or Riri, what do you want of the peace treaty? Or Riri, what do you want out of this peace treaty for Germany? You'll supply more cheap resources for exchange for land. Riri, what do you want out of the peace treaty though? Okay, if Riri's not gonna respond for his peace treaty, if he then Riri won't go first for his thing. If he's not gonna respond, or if he's not here. All right, Wolf. What do you want out the peace treaty? Wolf, what do you want out of the peace treaty? Okay, who wants what from the peace treaty? I'm trying to figure this out. Who wants what from the peace treaty? Minor territories, minor territory, minor border territories plus give Luxembourg to the Dutch. Okay. Alright, so all you're taking is Luxembourg. Okay? Seems like a reasonable option for the Dutch. Okay, and Wolf wants minor territories. Oh, you want the lands they occupied. I know it's like all along. I believe it was some. I could try doing it in provinces. Like, cause these are, I'm gonna try doing it in like subdivisions. Cause I think these like little gray things are like subdivisions. No, why not do that? So that, alright. Then over here, the Soviets are giving up Crimea. Alright, I got Crimea. right now, I will be taking the lands that I want. Then we'll get to the lime team. Probably just gonna take Southern Bavaria. Alright, so what you're saying is, lime team, you want the rest of Germany to be, you want the rest of Amphisia to be your puppet. That's what you're saying, right? Have no land so I can just puppet it. Honestly, I don't know why. They just did the treaty or something. I don't know. Guys, I think ain't going left. Guys, I think ain't going left this stream. Right, somebody tell me where Sumatra is. Is this Sumatra? I believe this is Sumatra, right? Is this Sumatra? I don't know why. I don't know why. Uh, you're not. You're declining it. So Riri says that you're declining the thing. That he's declining it. So really, I don't know. We should like totally give these two areas independence. Like the southern two provinces, like the rest of the southern two provinces, we just New Germany. Guys, I think I'm going left. He hasn't chatted in a while. Yeah, Loki kind of want to take these three provinces, Slovenia, Croatia, and Bosnia, and the northern part of the northern part of Serbia. I want those areas, but I don't think I'll be able to succeed in war. You and Wolf ally. Where? Alright, that's Riri. Well, I should say the Bennywalks now. Benny Riri has officially did made greater Bennywalks. So I'm team. You don't like oh I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, who would be my weakest neighbor? Other than Liechtenstein. Who would be my weakest neighbor? Other than Liechtenstein. And Switzerland because they're neutral. So like out of these three, who would be the weakest for me? Out of these three, who'd be the weakest? I'll think about joining the alliance. But out of Czechoslovakia, Hungary, and Yugoslavia, who would be the weakest out of these three? For me to invade, who would be the weakest? Once Hungary takes northern Transylvania, I may or may not invade them. Mhm. Hold on, I'm gonna check my Discord real quick. For Riri uploaded like 18 minutes ago. And Fishy's here, guys. Um, this is going to be a bit questionable, and Fishy. You may not like the outcome. You may not like the outcome. Let's just have Terry country. Yeah, it's not very good. I can tell you that. I'm going to unhide this. Anyways, let's not look at Germany. You know, let's walk away from Europe. Anyways, guys, this is the HCE, the Holy Chinese Empire. The HCE. The HCE is here. Yeah, just take a good look at the HCE. Guys, what should we do with the HCE? What should we do with them? Should we just go ahead and unite them, or should we just keep them undivided? Like divided. Should we keep them divided, or should we unite them? Italy is cooked. Yeah, don't look at Germany. I mean, should I just show Aunt Fishy for a second? Yeah, no, just don't look at Germany. What did he say? Deutschland. That's Germany. I know that. I know Germany's I know in Germany and German is Deutschland. Deutschland. Host. I host a mooring in Colombia. If you and Wolf want to visit the moor, to visit the moor and the incident, sure. You declare war in Somalia. What did Somalia do? Plus, how you going to invade Somalia? From like this island or something? Probably. I expect. I would expect it. Jesus. Are you happy now? And the French leader was assassinated. Who you would have done that? Who would have ever done that? Oh no, that's terrible. I think one of Tyrant Jello's worker. I think one of Tyrant Jello's uh uh yeah, that's honestly weird. I think I think Tyrant and Jello or Riri or one of the suspects. They're one of the suspects because I'm not there. I'm not there. So it's either Riri or Tyrant Jello that assassinated the French leader. It was the UK, huh? Assassinated. What? We hold a national funeral for our former president. Also, since the leader has been assassinated, there yeah, I want to visit. I'm gonna visit too. Can I visit? Can I visit? Am I allowed to? Also, don't mind the noise. My phone just fell. That was just my phone that fell. We're good. It's fine. All right. Can I visit though? Am I allowed to visit? Yes or no? I will take that as a yes. So the Austrian leader, the Austrian president, goes to visit the funeral. But then, with the unexpected outcome in the area, as soon as the Austrian leader is about to get on board to fly to France, boom, the plane explodes in Austria. Well, in Vienna, the plane explodes. The plane explodes in Vienna. So there. No, I didn't say if the Austrian leader would get killed. Let me. So, all right. So there are 12 people found dead. The president of Austria, their leader, almost died, but they survived. They're just in, but the Austrian leader is in like the Austrian leader almost dies because a neighboring country around Austria decided to sneak into the country, go up to the plane like an hour before, and they would plant landmine mines and thermite. And so once the Austrian president got in its seat, there's a landmine under the chair. So when the president sat down on the chair, the whole entire plane just explodes. So it was either Czechoslovakia, the USSR, Hungary, Yugoslavia, Switzerland, or Italy. Those are one of the five countries that could have done this. But the Austrian leader, is managed to survive, but they are in critical damage. So the Austrian leader is not able to come to the funeral for Wolf. They're not able to come to the funeral since they're in critical damage. No, I don't need aid. The president's fine. Just just worry. Just I mean, Wolf's leader is dead. You should. So the funeral does commence. What about Liechtenstein? I don't think Liechtenstein would do that. Because I don't think they have that stuff. I honestly think it was Czechoslovakia. I was planning for that to be my next target. But they somehow figured it out and they were gonna try killing the leader, but it didn't work. It turns out to be Czechoslovakia that did it. But the news was released on who did it during like at the end of Wolf's funeral. Like at the end of the President Francis at the end of like president's at the end of the president's funeral for France, uh it turns out to be Czechoslovakia because they came out and spoke. They came out and them they said in Prague that it was them. It was Czechoslovakia that did it. Also, Amfishy, very sorry. Uh, one team decided to occupy you because they declared war on you, and now they're occupying you. But since I was planning, it was Czechoslovakia that have did it. Well, we were planning to, but now we're not because the thing happened. Wait a minute. If it was Czechoslovakia near their ally, and you may have been because there's a because after in the remnants of the explosion there was two flags. One was Czechoslovakia and there was another flag. So two countries were behind this. Two countries were behind this. So one of them was Czechoslovakia. All right. So it could have been anybody in the world. But they're still trying to figure it out. It was two countries. But anyways, we're gonna worry about this later, as there's as Austrians are still trying to figure it out. It was your puppet? Are you sure? Are you sure it was your puppet? Anyways, let's go ahead and continue back to the mapping. The news will come out at a later time on who was the second country. All it could have been just because all we know was just one of them was Czechoslovakia. All right. Anyways, back to the mapping. Anybody want to do something next? The Netherlands leader gets in so shocked that he drives an Amsterdam and an open top car. He gets assassinated. Okay, good news. We figured out who the other country that was. The other flag was discovered. Italy. Italy was behind this as well. So it's Czechoslovakia and Italy. They were planning this for a while. They were planning this before Wolf invaded them. Originally, it was supposed to happen earlier, but then Italy got invaded, so it got delayed. So Czechoslovakia and Italy were behind the assassination attempt of the Austrian leader. So they will. So I will sanction both of them for doing that. Italy doesn't have any more colonies. Yeah, we managed to figure out the Austrian assassination attempt. We figured that out. That was Czechoslovakia and Italy. But we need to figure out Riri's and Wolf. Wasn't I'm pretty sure Wolf was the UK or India or something. So 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 I will go ahead and sanction Czechoslovakia and Italy for doing that. For so doing that. Now there's into more mysteries. Who assassinated Wolf? Then who assassinated Riri? The Austrian one was solved, but it just happened like it happened like 2 days after Wolf's leader was assassinated. 2 days later, before an hour, like 30 minutes before the funeral started, 2 days later, the plane exploded in Vienna, which was 2 days after Wolf's assassination. Then 2 days after that, Riri got assassinated in Amsterdam. I think it was the UK, but before he died, he saw a British man and an Indian man. I go on to visit to Austria to improve relations. Well, right now our borders are closed, so you can't enter because the assassination attempt. So the borders are closed. The the German SSSR declares independence, announcing new pressure due to southern states being taken, and officially putting me back in power. But with that, we have damn Fishy coming back to power. And Fishy is now back in power. One week later, with 1 week later, the Lion Team's leader gets assassinated, and we found out that was the Soviet Kazakh man who did the assassination, who flew to Amsterdam to assassinate. So pretty much, uh, what's happening now is tensions are getting worse between Austria, and Czechoslovakia. It gets so bad to the point where there's troops on the border. Borders closed off. Troops on the border. Just to let you know, it's Czechoslovakia, Austrian people are in support for a war against Czechoslovakia. Like 80%, pretty much. They're in support for war. Yeah, baby. Well, you guys, mine survived. Anyways, after a month of troops being on the border between Austria and Czechoslovakia, we are going to see Czechoslovakia. It's gonna be crazy. They had to go ahead and declare war on Austria, and they start moving their troops right through the border, causing the Austrian troops to go back for miles. They go back. Also, I do send a request to join the Square team. I send a request to join the Square team. So now, Riri sends aid to me, but Lime Team sends aid to Czechoslovakia. So yeah, but we're going to see an attempt to be made to split the country in two, but that is immediately stopped as we go ahead and make an encirclement right on it, which capitulates with around 1,000 troops. We do manage to put Brighton and push them away from Vienna, like very far. And now at this point, we are starting to enter the country, pretty much, with this aid from the Netherlands. But with Soviet troops being slowly moved through the Czech-Slovak border, They're slowly coming down the border, and we will continue to push this way until we hit a roadblock. Right here, roadblock. Because the Soviet troops are here. The Soviet troops arrive and we start getting pushed far. We get pushed all the way back to the border. Pretty much. Alright, we can after the war, can we host a meeting in Amsterdam then? Wait, when is the, cause wait, is the Austrian leader going to go to the meeting? Alright. Hold on, wait, but the thing is, my president's gonna go there, but I will still be able to, but we're still in the war though. I'm still in the war though. That's the one thing. I'm still in the war against Czechoslovakia. That's pretty much. Yeah, I can. All right, I'm also planning to come as well. So Amfishi is now planning to send 75K troops to Prague, which the Soviets didn't realize that Germany, New Prussia was also in the war. So with them coming up from the north, we managed to push them completely out the country and start invading right into them. But this time with better support. Yeah, you can. Yeah, why not have the meeting in Bern? Yeah, have it in Bern or something. 'Cause that's pretty neutral. Plus, so if anything happens, I could fly back to Vienna. So it should be in Bern. Since I'm in a war right now, it should be in Bern. Yeah, let's do Bern. So 1952, the year 1952, May 2nd. That's when the peace talks are in Bern. But the war still rages against Czechoslovakia. Well, for me at least. At this point, the war's gonna end up being at a stalemate as the meeting. Well, there's gonna be a ceasefire during the conference. There's gonna be a ceasefire. There will be a ceasefire as the leader is gone and their successor is at the building. Yeah, you could be Sweden. After this, when you could be all big in Sweden. But at 8 p.m. during the meeting at 8 p.m. I get a call from the from the Capitol building, and I have to go back immediately because something just happened. What just happened? The somehow the Czechoslovakia bombed Vienna. So I have to go back. So I leave the meeting to go back to Vienna. But the capital got bombed.
What? I can't hear you. I don't know, maybe. You guys can't go to the one that I have today. The one I have today is for my.
Well, yeah, the thing is, I had to fly back to Vienna because there's a bomb happening. There's a bomb. And with that bomb exploding, we'll see the Czechoslovaks start rapidly pushing right into the country. Then they're planning for the second siege of Vienna. So they immediately push back and they start going for an encirclement, threatening to capture the capital. By the way, guys, second siege of Vienna. They managed to do a complete encirclement on Vienna, which causes the country to go into panic, but not so long. It's a short lived because the Germans are going to go ahead and then encircle Prague. They're going to encircle Prague. And they're going to tell them to remove their troops, or else they will threaten to annex. Well, capitulate. So yeah, this is kind of what's happening. Is if Czechoslovakia takes Vienna, and Fishy will take Prague. This is a very sticky situation. I was very confused because the leader of Czechoslovakia is like, do we capture it and then lose our capital, or do we just pull our troops out and go in for a surrender? But with their troops mishearing the order, because the leader thought their leader said to pull their troops out of the encirclement. Instead, what they heard was push inward, just full force, and that's what they do because they misheard it. Then Vienna falls. It's very tragic as Vienna has just fallen. And the Germans going to try to annex it, but then Czechoslovakia breaks through, and pushes them back. Yes, you're already in an alliance with them. There's a bigger situation going on in Arabia. You're going to war with them? Okay. We see troops making landings. Also, I am going to get exulants. There you go. You invade doorway. Yeah, in a second. Anyways, but we do. I'm pretty sure. Well, they continue to push around, and there are plans for Vienna to be liberated. You make a huge naval landing near St. Petersburg. Then we see Xeons declaring war. Well, waging war, capturing Oslo. Yeah, they just capitulate quickly. Right. I mean, unguarded Slovakia. I mean, there are some troops there right now. As we speak, there are troops. But yeah, the Germans will be able to swiftly cheat. Well, they're gonna do something like that. Then at this point, the re-liberation begins as troops all throughout the occupation lands start like spreading out. They're just gonna like spider pretty much. They go up, and then the Battle of Vienna begins. Well, the Second Battle of Vienna begins in this war. At this point, we see a total pushback, and at this point, I think the Czechoslovaks have ran out of manpower. Since the Soviets are trying to help out the Czechoslovaks, and they're dealing with an invasion by St. Petersburg, they have a choice. The two they're gonna have to, if they want, they're gonna have to abandon Czechoslovakia, as troops are being wasted as they're in the middle of the war. So they have a choice.
Yes, right. That and the short term. I have called twice now to get copies of basically pay stubs for areas short term in the long term as well. But I need to get over to ground services for my disability coming from on August 6th. And I have yet to get that information. I've given them shipper emails. I have yet to receive.
We're going to see them split into two, and they'll just surrender. Maybe they'll probably just surrender. So the war is over. Now we can focus on the Well, I gotta do this over here. The next day once is going to invade.
I did all of us. And all chooses step.
Alright. Well, that's you have to go above the Arctic Ocean, which is going to be quite hard to do. Plus, just ask if you could go through Xeon's occupied territory or something. Anyways, from here, we're gonna see them fully get pushed out. I mean, there can always be a new front in Czechoslovakia because we just defeated them. There could be a possible new front there. At this point, this is just kind of turning into a world war. Then, there, well, Slovakia is forced to break away from Czechia. So they're pretty much forced to break. Well, you get the point. Slovakia is forced to break away from Czechia. They're gonna be a blue color. Then for this, I'm probably just gonna occupy it. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's the peace treaty. Right. Anyways, invasions will continue. Man, it's a good thing I wasn't forced to be annexed by Germany. Yeah, it's such a great thing. Feels so good. Good thing I'm not annexed by Germany or forced to. Because we know that would be very bad if I was annexed by Germany. Because Blitzkrieg would happen. Alright, annexed Saudi Arabia. Okay. Here, Happy. When I think of like this port like Welsh, I think of like green for some reason. I don't know why. I would just think of a green color. Like whenever it comes to like Wales. Right. Okay, at this point Soviet Union is getting jumped. Wait, I did up to think to there could be a max of 5 members in an alliance. So the square team is now full. Unless if somebody leaves. But right now the square team is full. But since Amfishy is declaring war, they did just get out of a war. Plus they just lost the war to the Soviets. So they'll be weaker than before. But I will be aiding Amfishy. Let you end the war. Why, are you gonna surrender? Why, are you just gonna, are you just gonna end up surrendering? Or something? Because if you want, you could just surrender. If you wish to do so, you can surrender. So you want a white piece? So what you're saying is, you, the Soviet line team wants the white piece. Do you guys accept them white piecing? Great. Alright, I'm gonna probably, I don't know, because you, I take Suez Canal in Greece. Well, you're gonna have to invade that. Right now, there's a big war happening. But the Suez Canal in Greece, the Suez Canal was owned by Britain. You're gonna go to war with Britain, and then if you want to invade Greece, you have to go through Britain, but you're declaring war on them. But you have to go through Britain. So I don't think they'll let you through if you're declaring war on them to get the Suez Canal. Alright. We just pretty much see them declaring war on. We see India declaring war on Britain and Greece. Oh, you're buying it. Alright. So then never mind. You're gonna buy it.
Okay. Twice, and this is the first time I've been told that I can only get to level 11. And
Now an invasion of Greece is going to start.
oh yeah.
It will finish.
Alright. Thank you.
Alright, so we're just gonna see Lime Team changing identities. Yeah, this guy, yeah, Lime Team is getting the basketball treatment. I don't know why. So Lime Team ceases to exist, and they're changing. They're no longer the Soviets. Can we do something else? Y'all want to do something else? Wait, but Xeons, you already have territory in them, in the Soviets. So is that just gonna stay like that? I mean, with the British, with their gigantic empire, they're, well, it's not gonna, yeah.
I have no idea what
When it's,
where it is. You're absolutely right.
yeah, honestly, we should do something else. We've been doing this for over 2 hours. We've been doing this for over 2 hours. We should do something else. Uh, let's do.
Because they want me to call out
All right, let me set up a poll.
guns. But they say I have to do it again.
Right.
emailed them all of my pay stubs,
Okay.
the list of the prescriptions from Walmart. The only thing I don't have is the payments from Walmart. That's gross. One was saying, hey, called you guys twice and still nothing.
Yeah.
I even emailed them the copy of the medical excuse form that Dr. Phillips did for